Hey, Tripp Kramer here from TrippAdvice.com. Now, there are a few things that women wish men knew in the bedroom. However, they are not very vocal about it, and some women aren't even able to know exactly what's going on. However, I have my very secret weapon, Caitlin V Neal, sex and relationship expert, here to teach you the 5 most important things that women wish men knew so you can be awesome with your next girl. Caitlin, take it away.
Hi, I'm Caitlin V Neal, sex and relationship coach, and my friend Tripp has invited me here today to talk about a subject that is very near and dear to my heart, and this is 5 things that women wish men would do in bed. Why is it important that we go over this? Well, women, myself included, are not always great at telling you what we wish that you would do or learn or get better at in bed. Sometimes it's because it's not the right time. In the heat of the moment, sometimes we don't want to say, hey, a little bit less, a little bit more, look at me. Sometimes we just don't want to hurt your feelings. And sometimes we just plain don't have the words. You know, for a lot of women, it's really challenging to describe exactly what it is that they're looking for. So today, I'm going to teach you 5 of the main things. All right, without further ado, number 1 thing that almost all women wish that men would do in bed is make eye contact. That's right. I'm not talking about so much eye contact that you're like staring me in the eye, but enough, especially at those crucial moments, like during foreplay, checking in every so often, when you first penetrate or enter to like let me know that you're there with me, switching positions. Like you can learn so much about a person through their eyes and what they're expressing with their eyes. And if you're burying your head in her chest, then it could just be any guy, right? Like it doesn't really matter who it is. I could be any woman. You're not looking at me. How do I know? You're not even looking at my face. Like how do I know that you're there with me? And I get it. Sometimes it's like I have to look away to distract myself, or looking in her eyes is really intense. I totally get it. Sex is intense. Eye contact matters. Number 2. Slow it down. It takes the average woman 20 minutes to reach orgasm. It takes the average man between 5 and 7. That means in order to make up for the disparity in time there, you've got to slow it down. That means more foreplay that starts with light touches, maybe incorporates her whole body. Also, when you start having penetrative sex, going slower from the very beginning, allowing her body time to warm up and really get used to having a foreign object inside of it. Guarantee that moving slowly throughout the entire process will get more orgasms, more joy, more pleasure as the end result. Number 3 thing that women wish men did more in bed is use your hand. There's so much that you can do using your fingers, not just on the inside of her vulva, but on her entire body, right? Using your hands to caress and lightly touch and get her aroused and touch her face and pull her hair. You know, using your hands are your greatest tool. They really are. Not to mention that the G-spot, which is a really sensitive, really delightful space on the anterior or inside tummy side wall of a woman's vagina, is super sensitive. It feels really great to be stimulated, and it's way easier to stimulate it with your fingers, making a come here motion, than it is to stimulate it through penetrative sex. Also, during oral sex, using your hands, which I know you're thinking, it's cramping, my neck hurts. I know. But trust me, the sum of those 2 parts, your mouth and your hands, multiplies to equal way more than either one of them alone. So use your hands, use them all over, use them everywhere, and learn what she likes when it comes to using your fingers so that you can use those as an additional tool in foreplay, to last extra time, to get her warmed up, or to get her to a G-spot, aka squirting orgasm. Number 4, let us know that you are enjoying yourself. This may seem really obvious, but a lot of men, especially men that I've been with, don't make a lot of noise or emote or let me know that what I'm doing is working. So if you're silent and you're so focused on her pleasure, her moaning, her feedback, then you're not letting her know that you're also having a good time. And just the same way that it matters to you that she's having a good time, it matters to her that you're having a good time. This is a give or take, right? We're there to please each other. So let her know that it feels good and she will be more into the experience. She'll when you give her feedback, then she knows what's working for you and she can do more of it. I'm not saying that you need to put on a full porn star style moaning and heaving, right? You don't need to do anything that is beyond your comfort zone, but doing something, little moans, biting your lip, making eye contact, right? And just like letting her know that that feels good right there will do wonders for your sex life. It also takes a lot of pressure off of her to always perform, right? To be the one who's the center of attention, to be the one who's being pleased, right? Let her know that your pleasure matters too, that you're touching her for your pleasure, and she'll be able to enjoy her experience that much more. And now, number 5. The 5th thing that women wish men would do in bed is ask questions. Check in and communicate. A lot of men think that they are somehow supposed to know everything there is about sex before they ever start, right? They watch porn, they talk to older brothers or cousins or even dads, and they get this idea that they should know everything and there's nowhere to go for help. Well, that is nonsense. You should ask questions. Ask her questions. Do you like this pressure? Do you like when I touch you there? Do you want me to do this? Did you want me to do that again? It doesn't seem that you are liking this. What can I do differently? Work with her. As I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of women have trouble coming up with the words to describe what it is that they want and need in bed. Be patient, be communicative, tell her what works for you, ask her what works for her. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Asking questions doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to please her. It means that you're so invested in pleasing her that you're willing to communicate about it and do the hard work to figure out how to do it right. And that, my friends, is the mark of a great lover. And don't forget that there's plenty of help out there. You don't have to know everything. No one does. In fact, that's why Tripp and I made a blog post. The link is posted in the description. That is our epic guide to sex. I went through and compiled all of the major mistakes that men make in bed and put them into one post so that you can study up, get exposed to different and new ideas, and then take that information to your woman, to your wife, to your girlfriend, and work with her to figure out exactly what works for both of you so that you can have the most spectacular sex life of all time. Again, I am Caitlin V Neal, sex and relationship coach. Visit me at my website below. I work one-on-one with men just like you to help you become amazing lovers. And don't forget to click like and subscribe.